Hey everybody, welcome back to Tech Odyssey. So today I'm here to talk about the Z Fold 2 and why I wish that I didn't buy it. And you're probably thinking, what? It's an amazing phone. I wish I had one. Why are you saying this? You sound like an idiot. I mean, I may. People may think that anyway. But when talking about buying this phone and saying I wish I didn't buy it, it's not because it's not phenomenal. I've been saying ever since it came out, I think it's totally worth $2,000. This phone is probably the most improved generational phone I've ever used. They took all the flaws, all the things that people wish could have been better with the original Fold and fixed it. It made it even better in this one. It is a work of art from a technological standpoint, but I just don't use it that much. I don't care for it because, well, you know what? We'll talk about it in a minute. But before we get there, I do want to say if this is your first time stopping by the channel, I appreciate you being here. If you enjoy the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And Happy New Year. And I'll talk about the Z Fold 2. Okay, so you're probably thinking, why is this idiot sitting up here on the screen saying, I wish I didn't buy this mostly awesome, amazing phone? It's like saying, oh, I went out and I bought a Corvette, guys, and I hate it. I wish I didn't buy it. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm emulating my son there. It's his little weird voice he likes to do sometimes. But talking about this phone, it is amazing. Snapdragon 865 Plus, like 12 gigabytes of RAM, 256 gigabytes of storage. It's got this beautiful, gigantic display on it. It has, the tablet mode. You open it up, pretty good cameras too. It's got the flex mode, just like the Z Flip has on it, and some seriously beautiful cameras. This phone, it looks great. It works great. Good battery life. I mean, 120 hertz refresh rate. There's nothing about this phone that really is there to complain about, other than when you use it, I just don't feel like I get the most value out of it. Like, I'm sure that some people probably use this phone and they're like, every single day they pick up the phone, it's like, man, I fall in love with this phone all over again. Like I do with Blackberries, like I do it with my Z Flip, like I do with my Z Flip 5G. And just on a side note, somebody actually saw me today when I did this in public, and they're like, oh my gosh, is that the Z Flip? Finally, I was out in public for like one of the first times in 2020. Somebody saw it, and I'm like, yes, it is. But I love that phone. But this one right here, not to go off on a tangent too much, here's the problem. And I said this before I bought the phone because I kind of figured I wasn't going to use it very much. And you probably think that's also crazy, but here's the thing. I use my phone like 21 out of 24 hours out of the day, but I'm not always in a position where I can use it like this. It's just inconvenient for me to do that all the time. So I'm always using the front screen. And yeah, the front screen's bigger and better than it was on the first one. It's very tall. It's stretched out to edge to the length and the height of the screen, but whenever you're using this to type on a day-to-day basis, when you're using this little cramped up screen here, it's just too small. And that's fine. I mean, this isn't primarily designed to be used that way, but when it comes down to the brass tacks, when it comes down to how I use this phone in my day-to-day life, I would rather have something like this that has a tremendous more amount of screen all the time. It's just how it is. And I've talked to other people and they kind of feel the same way, because you don't always want to be opening and closing. If I'm at the grocery store and I need to pull my phone in my pocket real quick, I'm not going to go, hold on, let me stop on the cereal aisle. Hold on, honey, don't grab the Pop-Tarts yet. I got to open my phone. Or whenever I'm like at the dinner table or when I'm in the middle of doing something. This is great whenever you just want to get your notifications, if you just need to do something quickly, but I find it very, very inconvenient to be doing this all the time, and then you're sitting there and you're holding this big open phone. It's like a miniature tablet. I mean, it's almost a regular sized tablet for all intents and purposes, and it's beautiful. I'm not complaining about it. I love the phone. It's really, really nice. I just don't find myself using it that much because I would rather just have a bigger screen all the time. And I very much like this phone. I love the Note 20 Ultra. It's amazing, other than the battery life, but that's another story. So Samsung did an amazing job with this, and there are plenty of people out there who use this. And honestly, when I had my original Fold, I actually used it more, but I was back in the office back then. And I think this is another part of the problem when it comes to the equation with the usefulness for the Fold 2. See, when I'm at home, I don't really feel like I need to use it that often. I'd rather just use my iPhone or use my Note or use my tablet which is when I'm in bed at night, yeah, I usually grab my tablet, not this. So back when I was in the office, when I was doing things out in the real world, this really is kind of designed to be a productivity device, and I can see why they're going to add S Pen support for it, which I think is going to take this to the next level. I'm probably going to get the Fold 3 at some point because that will eliminate the need for me to use a tablet. Like, I could get rid of my tablet at that point. I rely on my Tab S7 Plus and my S Pen. I use them daily, especially when I make my thumbnails and all that stuff. But it's huge. It's gigantic. And then this would let me just use one thing. And then this would truly be a tablet replacement and a normal phone replacement. And it would even take the place of my Note. So if they can find a way to make this screen a little bit wider, like maybe a ½ inch wider, and then make it where it has the S Pen support, which we already know that it's going to, then I think then the Fold 3 will be the ultimate phone. People won't be complaining, hey, my Note might be going away one day because you've got this. I mean, that's like saying, all right, look, yes, I drive a Subaru now, but if I had like an opportunity to get a Porsche, or if I had an opportunity to get a Lotus, which I'd love to have one day, then yeah, I wouldn't really complain so much about losing my Note because this does everything and more, especially if you add the S Pen support on top of it. So yeah, that's it. There is a rhyme and reason to why I don't use this phone all the time. And like I said, it's amazing. It has amazing sound, great battery life. It has every feature you could probably ever hope or ask for in a phone in the 2020 timeframe. I think it's near perfect. I don't like the fact that it costs so much, and that's the other thing. I hate that it sits around collecting dust, so then I have to force myself to try and use it sometimes, and then I got to take the SIM card out of the phones that I'd rather be using, like my Z Flip 5G. And then you may be thinking, well, okay, guy, why do you like your Z Flip 5G if you have to open it like that every time you use it? Well, because that's the way the phone is designed. And then I have a fully functional screen like this, and I just leave it open and use it like a normal phone, as opposed to having a really huge tablet phone. So this one right here is great, and I call it the perfect phone for people who have OCD because there's always a sense of finality with it. You get done using your phone, you close it. You get done with the phone call, you close it. It goes in your pocket. It's lightweight. It's compact. There are really nice features that go along with having this clamshell style flip phone. I love the Z Flip. And I'm really hoping that this next one, they'll put a screen on the front. That would be great. Because then you could get like the notifications on it. And I think that's different because you're not really going to be using that. It's just more of a situational awareness kind of thing. Or change your Spotify song or whatever. But this one right here, like I said, I totally love the Z Fold 2. I think it's a phenomenal, amazing piece of hardware. And I think it's worth what it costs because the technology that goes into this stuff seriously costs money. And, you know, it's just one of those things. That's how technology works. And hopefully, as they make more and more of these, the price will go down. The price will go down to maybe in another couple of years, you can get one of these for the price of what we're getting a Note for now. But I think that they still need to make the screen a little bit wider. And then once they add the S Pen support, this phone will be next level. Like this one, I mean, it's already next level. It's just, it's not at the point where I feel myself compelled to use it because this just doesn't do it for me. And I can't always be doing this all the time. Maybe once the world gets back to normal, we get out into the workforce again, we go out in public. When I was at my office desk, when I was having to go to court, I mean, when I was sitting there while they were calling out docket and I'm sitting there looking over court files and looking at my stuff to prepare myself for when I have to discuss and talk about my case, yeah, that stuff was great. This was indispensable. But sitting at home where I'm right here at my personal computer, I've got my regular phone at my fingertips, my wife and kids are in the other room, I'm not really doing some of the things that I used to do out in the professional world. This right here is more of just a frustration and a hassle than it is like a force multiplier in making my life more enjoyable. So that's why I'm not crazy about using it. That's why it's not usually having my primary SIM in it, and why I say that I wish I didn't buy it, because as fun as this phone is, I'd rather have my money back. I mean, I'm not going to sell it. I may trade this one in when the new one comes out. We'll have to see what happens between now and then because the price has plummeted on these things. It was $2,000 and you can get these things as low as like $1,200. I've seen them on resale now, and the phone just came out. I mean, people just started getting the ones with the colored backs on them not too long ago because there was like a 6-week wait list on top of the normal time. But I'm really looking forward to the Fold 3. Really looking forward to the S Pen support, really looking forward to what they do with the next one, and hopefully they make the front screen a little bit wider because that will make it much, much, much more enticing for people to use because you're not having to do this all the time. This, opening it up, is a nicety. Having the front screen being bigger is essential, at least for me. So that's why I made this video, and I want to talk about it and share this with you, because if you're on the fence about getting one, or if you're curious or interested in it, it's my personal experience. I wanted to make this video so maybe you can learn from that and like, okay, I'll wait for the next one. Or, oh, you know what, you've discussed some things that I think maybe I didn't think about because of the cool factor just blinding me with how amazing this phone is. And it got me too. I'm also a phone addict, so there's that as well. Now, anyway, that's all I've got in this video. Hopefully it's been helpful. Hopefully you enjoyed it and it gave you some insight about the Z Fold 2. And if you have any questions or comments at all, please feel free to leave them down in the comments section. I will get back with you. And if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell so you get notifications when the new videos come out. And have a blessed, happy, and wonderful 2021. And I'll see you guys next time.